Good evening, and as the video title suggests, this one is all about super cheap meals.
Breakfast ideas.
So first we have porridge oats, 1 kilogram for 70 pence. And to go with that, 4 pints of milk for £1.65. With the porridge you might want some honey, so you can get 340 grams for around 75 pence. 80 tea bags for £1. And the cheapest wholemeal bread that we could find was 39 pence. To go with this, we found olive spread, which was only £1.35, and the cheapest orange juice was 85 pence. So for some basic breakfast items, it would cost a total of £6.69. These breakfast items could easily last 2 people a week. You could obviously cut some of them out if you don't have that much to spend on it.
Lunch ideas.
So as my little helper said, here are some super cheap lunch ideas. First off, we had wholemeal bread for 39 pence. And we thought you could go back to basics and take some tips from the Victorians and have cucumber sandwiches. A whole cucumber is only 75 pence. If you didn't want it to be as plain as just cucumber sandwiches, you could buy something like this tuna paste, which is only 50 pence. And of course, something else that's really cheap is the packs of cup of soups that you get that have 4 in a pack. They only cost 60 pence and there's lots of flavours to choose from. So these lunch ideas should last a week for 2 adults if you buy 2 packs of the cup of soups, and that would total £3.44 for the full week.
Dinner ideas.
Yes, next up is some super cheap dinner ideas, and the first one is mash, mushy peas and sausages. So in Asda they do an instant mash, which is the smart price one, and it comes in at 28 pence. I think Tesco's Stockwell range is roughly around the same price. So you would have 28 pence mash, and 1 pack would do 2 people. And then we also found some sausages for just £1.40, and that has 8 sausages in it, so if you used 4 for this meal you would have 4 left for another day. And a can of mushy peas would only be 25 pence. If you don't like mushy peas, you could substitute it for just normal garden peas, which I think are roughly the same price. So all in all, for that meal for 2 people, it would cost £1.93. The second dinner idea would be savoury rice with carrots and the sausages that you saved from the day before. So 4 of the sausages from the day before could be saved for the next day and used for this meal. And then we had 1 pack of savoury rice for 28 pence, and that would do 2 people. And we added to that a tin of sliced carrots costing 34 pence. With the cost of the sausages having been added to yesterday's meal, all we had to add for this one was 28 pence for the savoury rice and 34 pence for the carrots, so the total was 62 pence. The third cheap meal idea we had was roasted vegetable couscous, tinned mackerel with tomato sauce and peas. We found the ingredients for this meal in Aldi. The roasted vegetable couscous comes in at just 49p. And to this we added tinned mackerel, which comes in its own tomato sauce, and that's only 72p. With this we added a tin of peas, just garden peas, and they cost 24p. So this meal could serve 2 people for a cost of £1.45. The fourth super cheap meal idea we had was macaroni cheese. A basic 500g bag of pasta costs just 41p, and to this we added a basic cheese sauce pasta mix, which comes in at around 45p in most shops. You could make this pasta sauce with just boiling water, but obviously if you'd bought the milk and butter to go with the breakfast, it would make a much more rich sauce if you used a bit of these with the cheese sauce mix. This meal would come in at just 86p for 2 people. Meal number 5 is very basic but also very cheap. It's chicken and vegetable curry with rice. A 1kg bag of long grain rice costs around 48p for the basics range in most supermarkets. To this we've added a can of chicken and vegetable curry, which costs just 97p. It's cheap and it's also very quick to cook, which saves on energy costs. This simple dinner idea came in at just £1.46 for 2 people. Remember that bag of pasta that we had for meal number 4? We thought you could use the leftover from it to make some tuna pasta for meal number 6. So using the other half of the pasta that you used for meal number 4, we haven't added this cost in as we added the full cost of 41p to the meal on day number 4. So all we added to this meal was the can of tuna, which cost 55p for 1 can. And then we've added a can of ratatouille, which has all the vegetables mixed in it, and it makes a lovely sauce, and it's only 85p. For this very basic tuna pasta meal, it costs just £1.40 for 2 people. We think that meal number 7 could definitely last for more than one meal for 2 people. It's simply rice and beans and chicken. Pure survival food here, but we're using the rest of the bag of rice that we would have used for recipe number 5, and because of this we've not added the cost into this meal. So what we have added was the cost of the can of beans, which was just 33p for 1 can of kidney beans. In the basic range in most supermarkets it's around the same price. And then we found a bag of chicken thighs, which are frozen and cost £2.60 for around 1.1 kilograms. So this could last you probably a couple of meals, or maybe even 2 or 3 meals at least for 2 people. If you wanted to add a simple sauce to this, you could buy the basic gravy granules, which cost just 32p, and you could use these for the first meal of mash, sausages and peas as well. So if you added the gravy to this meal, it would cost £3.25, but if you just had it as it was, it would cost £2.93 for 2 people, and as I said, it could probably last for more than one meal. Now, if you wanted to add some flavour to these meals, you could be extremely money saving, and you could go around places like food courts, inside shopping centres, and pick up the little hand-me-outs that they give. So like ketchups, vinegars, sauces for your food, salt and pepper, sugar for your tea, all the free condiments that they give out in these places. You could pick up some each time you pass through these places and keep them at home for seasoning your food with. It would give bland food a nicer taste, and it would save you money on buying these things. We also added up the cost of some snacks that could last a week for 2 people as well. So the first one was a bag of apples, and the basic apples cost around 80p. We also managed to find some bananas, so I think a basic pack of bananas cost around £1. And we found some rich tea biscuits which cost 60p, and some digestives which cost 65p. So if you were to buy these snacks for a week, it would cost £3.05. So for breakfasts, lunches, dinners and snacks for 2 people for 7 days, the total cost of everything that we listed here would come to £24.14. If you're trying to budget, I also find it really helps if you take it out as cash. If you take cash into the shop and you add everything up as you go around, and then you know how much you're paying before you get to the checkout. If you use cards, you tend to think it's okay, I'll just use a little bit more because I've got it. Whereas if it's cash you've got a limit there, and you know that you can only go up to that amount. Anything extra that you bring home you can put in a jar, and that can go towards the next week's shopping. We hope you found this useful and enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.